I've lit the desk well and lit me poorly, but that's okay. Anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. The kit is live, even though it took me a while to figure out what we could all use as embellishments, because I think people have already gone shopping for National Scrapbook Day, which is tomorrow. So I'll just hashtag advertising. There's a code. So if you want to use the usual affiliate link, you can also use the code NSD24, which will take about 10% off. I don't know that it's 10% off everything in the shop, but it's pretty much 10% off scrapbooking stuff. It's a lot of stuff. Anyway, so when I did it on my order, it did take off a considerable amount of money. So definitely worth popping that NSD24 code onto your order at scrapbook.com today. Right. That's it. Now, it's the first live stream of a month, which does mean that the kit is live, even though it took forever to get it live. And we're going to talk about what my shopping cart looks like right before I set the kit live, because the live chat's already discussing it. But first, we're going to walk through the May kit. So this is what I'm using throughout all my May live streams. And then I'll use the leftovers in the May updates for this year's story, which means I'll use all this stuff throughout my scrappiness of May. So you can shop by using the affiliate link, which you'll find in the description box below the video, or you can use this to shop locally, because if you have a local store, that'd be awesome. Awesome to support them. Or if you've bought a lot of stash and you need to use what you buy, I'm totally on board with that. Let's use the stuff that we've bought. So you can use this as an inspiration to pull similar items from your stash and scrap along with me in May. Enough of me talking, let's look at it. Right. So we have, let's do paper first, because that's how I like to roll. We've got, let me get everything in the right place in the shop. Okay, we're good. It's May, so we have, it's gonna be May. We've got Noteworthy May. Keep in mind, I've kept the collection kit for Noteworthy at the end of the shopping list, because I don't know if by the time we get to December, I don't know if every month is still gonna be in stock in its month. I have no control over that. So I'm adding one for each month, but if you want to go ahead and grab the collection kit, then you can just not add it, or only add it if you want a second one. I will say the B-side this month is really pretty. Right. Okay, so we've got May, we've got wood grain, pink, and turquoise. I could not be happier. Then we've got some 49 and Market, which means we have gorgeous quality paper. I will never stop talking about just how nice 49 and Market cardstock is to hold in your hands. Why can't it all be like this? Okay, so we've got 3 from Kaleidoscope. Exquisite Specimen, hot pink. Treasured Teal. I love this. I think we have to use this side. And Tessellated Beauty, which has hummingbirds and butterflies and dragonflies all together there. Or if you're not fond of flora and fauna, then here we go. We have turquoise circle-y type print. Yes? Okay, so you've got 3 then that if you're looking to put stuff in from your stash, these are 3 where you could use single colored B-sides. So you could swap a pink polka dot for this. You got a doodlebug pink polka dot or something like that. You could swap that in there. This is a paper where you could just make yourself a mixed media background with 4 different ink or watercolor paper shades. And then it's just a little bit, I mean, obviously I say it's just a little, and this is clearly a well thought about design, but you know what I mean. If you want to make whatever we're going to pile on top of this, you can do this. You can do something similar and use those 4 colors. So you've got like a peachy, a turquoise, a green, and a pink. Right. And then this one, you could sub in a turquoise single colored pattern. And then decide whether or not you would use something like this for an A side. I actually don't know on this one which side I'm going to use. Sometimes I know I really love this, so I know I'm going to use that. But sometimes I don't know, and this is one I don't know. I like both. I may use bits and pieces of both. Right, moving on then. Simple Stories. This is from their Mother's Day, which is like a mini collection. kind of a dusty blue background with hearts. So you could substitute in here any multicolored heart pattern, or if you don't like hearts, you could sub in stars, sunshines, whatever it is that you love. B-side is a pink random dot. So again, you could sub in any pink dot, stripe, zigzag, whatever you got. Summer snapshots. This one has Polaroids. It's called Take the Shot, and I'm going to be cutting this up. Okay. Yes, Elaine says there used to be somebody who watched who doesn't like birds. Yeah, she's still around, but she's down under, so doesn't tend to watch live. I know we have some people who do hang out here live, even though they're on the other side of the world. But yeah, she's not a fan of the birds. And I've had a few people say they can't deal with designs that have bugs, even if the bugs are pretty, like butterflies and dragonflies. So it's okay. I respect your choices. It's fine. I have my own little foibles about not liking spelling that I wouldn't use. So there we go. So this paper, I am going to cut it up. They do also do a die cut back of Polaroids if you prefer that option. Or you might have something similar that you could cut up, or you could make Polaroid frames by taking scraps and putting them behind neutral frames that you've cut with either scissors or a die cutter. Fabulous. That side is turquoise with waves, but I have bought this to cut apart and use this side. Again, summer snapshots, we've got a nice yellow print. This one has lemons, but the lemons are not required this month. You could just bring in a yellow. And a rainbow stripe. I love a rainbow stripe. So you can have a rainbow stripe of any colors that you like and that are going to be represented in the other papers of your kit. Little tip, if you are using what you buy, if you have rainbow stripe papers, pick out one and make your kit from it, because then you can take the rest of your stash and go, what do I have in my stash? It's this color, this color, this color, this color, this color, this color, this color. And then you've basically got a whole kit, and it'll all coordinate because this one's going to pull it all together. American Crafts Dreamer, which is a rainbow of hearts. Now, there was a Paige Evans paper that was not that dissimilar to this. So if you've still got that in your stash, pull it out and use it this month. You have my permission. You have my endorsement. You have my encouragement. If you still have it, use it. I think it was a little bit more pink, and it definitely didn't have the black. That's not a Paige kind of thing. But it was kind of watercolory hearts overlapping like this. If you wanted to make this sort of paper yourself, you could. I'm not gonna, but you could. The B side is a really pale purple, but I've bought it for the multicolored A side. Summer snapshots again from Simple Stories. A ledger paper with colorful things. Yes. A white background with colorful dots. Yes. Both really useful, versatile papers for cutting up and using wherever we like. Simple Stories Vintage Essentials, and I think this is the first time that I've used maybe there was one other item. The Simple Vintage collections don't tend to be my style, but sometimes there's bits and pieces in there that I do like. And this one I picked because I thought this is like baby steps into this look, because you might look at this and go, yes, I do love all those layers, but you might look at these layers and say, it's too much. Well, look, the other side is nice and simple, and the multi-paper layers are just in those little tag tops, and so you have lots of open space with the right colors. So we've got some yellow and we've got some green to spread around the kit. If you didn't have something like this, you could pull out what tags you do have, and they could be either plain or you could embellish them. Then, very different look here. Whatevs from American Crafts. I just picked this and an alpha from this collection. But a little bit of realism in here. We've got an Over It, which I love that they've paired it with a rainbow. And a How About No. But then the rest are sort of just normal. I keep laughing at this one. It says warmest regards, and I was like, that doesn't really fit. But the leaves are falling off the plant. Is this like sarcastic warmest regards? Warmest regards, I can't keep my houseplants alive. Because I think I'm here for that interpretation of this cut apart. I have a mix of houseplants that are alive and houseplants that are not so happy. I have one that's been really happy, and yesterday a whole branch turned yellow, and I'm like, what are you doing? I haven't moved you? What's your problem? Okay, so cut apart here. So if either of these is really not your style and the other one is definitely your style, just go for what you love. Otherwise, we can mix them together. Yellow on the B side. Right, that's all the individual papers. I did put in a background pack because that Kaleidoscope collection has this. So this is 10 sheets of that heavyweight cardstock. Plus, get an exclusive print on the back side of this cover. Let's find out what that is. Oh, wow, that's very versatile. And I love that they don't waste the packaging. So that cover is just printed here. And in fact, you could use this as part of your layout or that. Yeah, so this isn't packaging paper that you have to throw away. So I'll go ahead and take this all out of the packaging anyway so you can just see. And you could replace this with just a bundle of single-colored papers that you can use as backgrounds, should you wish. So there's 2 of each, so if we turn them over, we should have them in the pairs. So light and dark in turquoise, hot pink, green, mint, peach. Yay. This is the peach I wanted in that peach collection. Dear 49 in Market. More of this, please. This one. This one. Right. Okay, so that's backgrounds. Amy says she thinks the warmest regards might be a running joke from the Creek show that I can't say out loud here, or I'll have problems with my waterfowl in an orderly position. But anyway, yes, you think it was a dry and sarcastic joke from the Creek show. The one that's not Dawson's Creek, it's somebody else's creek. There we go. Okay, then embellishments. A summer sticker sheet from Summer Snapshots. It's definitely not summer here today. So I don't know what I'm playing at. Putting summer in May. I was still wearing my parka on the school run this morning, and it's been chucking it down with rain. So if summer is not your thing, I put this sticker option in, True Colors. So we've had this collection, and I put it as a stopgap for next month as well, because we know we love it. We know it goes with lots of things. It's still got pink and turquoise and yellow, which means it's going to work with all of these. I cheated and used a couple of these already. We've got sentiments. We've got little rosettes. We've got slide frames. We've got cameras and film canisters and Pantone swatches. I love this collection, Kelly Bangs. You're awesome. It's like you're in my brain. More cameras, Viewmasters, paintbrushes. Another page of florals I can use up. Oh, yes. And then this is cute. All of those paintbrushes with sentiments in the paint. So that's very sweet and not specific to summer. Then we have Kaleidoscope set of rub-ons. Now, we used a 12 by 12 $49 Market set of rub-ons in March. The quality was divine. So this month we have florals with birds, ink splatters with ledgers, and a few more ink splatters plus handwriting and gritty type things to layer. Nice. Don't get too freaked out about the flora and fauna. Remember, we use them as layering pieces, so you don't have to make a page about hummingbirds. It's going to be okay. Right. Kaleidoscope blendable rub-on transfers. Right. Then we also had an alpha. Puffy stickers from Whatevs. Now, this is going to be fun. Oh, no, it's good. Okay. So, it's a black alphabet and a multicolored alphabet, but it's going to trick you because look, it looks like all my A's and B's are black, but all the C's and D's are blue. Don't worry. On the back, all the C's and D's are black, A and B orange. So you've got black alphas for when you want to do a title in all black, and then you also have a multicolored alpha. But you're not getting like C in every color. You're getting C in blue. Yeah, so we're going to see how that works. Then I did 2 options for phrase and title type pieces, because this one is very nice, but also very feminine. So this is from the Pebbles Cool Girl collection. I love that it's matte cardstock thickers. I'm here for that. I always love matte more than I like the glossy. So we've got those kinds of sentiments. And I'm still going to use a bunch of these with WB. Do not get me wrong. But there are some of them that are too specifically girl to use on a boy. Like, hey girl. So I'll have to use that on pictures of myself or a friend or something. Girl squad. Yeah, no. So, in case you have no interest in the ones that have girl phrases, this one, again from the Simple Vintage. But look, we have a rainbow of stuff so that we can match the color tones to different things. So it gives us a lot of variety. I will say there's a couple words in here that are not my favorite. I do not like cherish as a title. I guess that's my bird thing. And of course, favorite, I can't spell correctly here because it's not going to be one that I can cut apart and put a U in there. So I probably won't use those 2. Is that it? I think the rest are all fine for me. So hopefully that ends up okay. And you can all laugh if I end up finding the exact perfect place to put the word cherish. It's just not one of my favorite words. And we went through a phase in scrapbooking where it was everywhere. And now as a result, I'm kind of burnt out on the word for life. Right. Stencil. Cameras. And next month's kit has film. And then I'll take a break from photography-related stencils. But I was very excited. So cameras this month, film strips next month, and then enamel dots. And I ended up with a whole bunch of them. But the idea was that you could just pick which one spoke to you in case you wanted more pinky colors, or you wanted more blues and greens, or you wanted a mix. But I got them all. All right, any questions about the kit before we go ahead and start scrapbooking? And Rita has a question about, has she missed the information for National Scrapbook Day? So here's the thing. Yes, I'm doing something for National Scrapbook Day. No, I haven't announced it anywhere. There will be no, oh, why is it so dark? There will be no early announcement. Oh, I know why it's so dark. I just remembered. Never mind. I can't fix it from here. And there'll be no early announcement because I know that if I do that, I'll mess it up. So instead, enjoy your National Scrapbook Day. If you're subscribed and you ring that little bell, hopefully you'll get a little reminder or a little notification to say, hey, Shimelle actually managed to do something for National Scrapbook Day. But I won't be doing any announcements in advance. It'll just go live when it goes live, and we'll see what happens. I hope you like it. Right, that's it. Okay. Ooh, Laura points out, excellent. I could chop the word cherish, and I could get her and is for titles. And those are both really useful words. Thank you. I never thought of that. Also, you know, if you were going to see Cher in concert, you could just use the first half. And then you could have an ish for somewhere else. And you could just add ish to the end of any word. I'm also here for that. Excellent. Thank you so much. My name is Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it's my job, and that means anytime you scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally I need to make sure you're aware of that. So thank you for coming to watch my hashtag advertising. I appreciate you being here, whether you are live, chatty, watch from Tomorrowland, quiet, craft, don't craft, thinking about coming back to craft, all of these things. Maybe National Scrapbook Day, International Scrapbook Day, will make you want to come back and scrapbook if you've taken a little break. I'm here for you if you want to. We're still gluing bits of paper to other bits of paper in an aesthetically pleasing manner. And if you have paper that you've been sitting on in your stash for ages because you haven't scrapbooked, it's okay. It'll still glue together. You can still do it. You can take the paper and cut the paper and put the adhesive on it and stick it to the other paper. It's still going to work. I promise you it will come back to you. And you can just follow along until you feel like you can fly free again. All these things are good. Right. If you want to join in any of the fun stuff and you need links, they're going to be in the description box below the video. It's going to take you to the next kit that's just gone live this morning, which has all of these different things. Now, the May kit has some extra stuff because it won't be summer for everybody, or you might not be doing summery things, or you may live completely landlocked and the idea of a palm tree in your kit is like, what? So in that case, leave those out. I've added some stuff that's a bit, well, that's completely unthemed, and there's some extra embellishments from True Colors to kind of spread you out if you would rather stick with something like that that's a really versatile. The True Color stuff that's toward the end of the shopping list, there's not enough for everybody. I've just put it there as kind of a stopgap. If you're looking and going, oh, this is too much summer stuff for me, then pick from that instead. Any other things about the May kit? I'm trying to think. No, I think that's everything really. Oh, the code NSD24 will get you a discount, and go to the coupons page because there are 3 freebies today. One of them that British folks probably won't want. There's like a mom themed Mother's Day paper pad that you can have for free. But it's definitely MOM. So those of you who say MUM like we do here, maybe not worth the shipping price, but just check. It may or may not bump up your shipping price. There may be other filler patterns in there that really speak to you, but that's one freebie. Obviously, you can get the magazine for free if you want with your order. You can also get a Sizzix die. Is there something else? I'm not sure. But yeah, don't miss out on the freebies because you have to add them to your cart. They're not automatic. I think that's everything. Right. The other things you'll find links for in the description box below the video are everything that I'm using this month, the May kit. You can still get that stuff and it's still all linked for you. And you can find my website, shimelle.com, where you can sign up for classes and stuff like that, or you can jump to my Instagram, all of that sort of thing. Right. Enough of my face. Let's scrapbook. Now, because we are right at the beginning of May, I don't have any May photos yet. Did I take any pictures yesterday? I took a little video this morning because our school, like the PTA long distance cycling trip was this morning. And yeah, so I took a little video of them all cycling off in the pouring down rain. But that's not something that I'll put in my scrapbook because none of us are on the trip, but I just went to cheer them on. What else? What was yesterday, 1st of May? Did I take any pictures of note? Not really. Okay, so I'm going to use another one of those photos from the photo event thing. Let's see what we shall start with. So this is actually going to end up in April in the album. Okay. So I think let's go straight to one of these as a background. Maybe the mint. Let's start there. And then work out what to put with it. Like the idea of adding some black and white because we've got a black and white photo. Here she goes, just hacking into a brand new kit. Oh yes, scissors at the ready. It's just paper, cut it up, it's all right. And then maybe this box here as well. And then from this Polaroid set, bring in this one, the more saturated aqua tone. I'm wondering about putting two of those together or putting the yellow. I kind of like that yellow actually. Okay, let's try the yellow. All right. Yes to that. Oh, yes to that as well. Okay, I have a plan now. And this tonal turquoisey one. Okay. So kind of like collecting monochromatic elements, except then not, because I'm going to throw other colors in too. Quite possible that I might come back to this one, but I'm not sure. Right. So my plan here, when I said, oh, I have a plan, I'm going to use this edge. And fair warning for Amy and anybody else who shares this sort of thing, I'm going to tear it. But you wouldn't have to. You could certainly just cut it. Oh, that has a printed B-side. All right, so see how the turquoise kind of fades to the white? I want to see a little bit of the white so that I can tell that it faded out. Like that. Oh, and this still has the branding. I'm like, why is that so much taller? Branding strip. Oh, next video for this year's story is not scheduled yet. I will get onto that hopefully this evening, but I got to get the National Scrapbook Day stuff sorted, and then I will do that scheduling. But you haven't missed anything if there's not anything like secret or anything like that. You're all good. Okay, so we're going to start with something like this, which then gives me a space to tuck things in. What? Making room for tuckies? Oh, yes. Making room for tuckies. We're going to need to find a way to bring in more black and white, but I think I can do that through the embellishment. And I'm going to bring in that camera stencil straight away. Need my little inky brush and some minty ink. This is correct. Pistachio? Pistachio. Yeah. Now, I know that this part is what's mostly going to get covered up, so that's where I went heavy on the ink there, and then I'm going to fade it out to here. idea being that I kind of stop inking midway through a camera so that it just fades out. And then come up to where I can go again. Do the same thing. So we've got that sort of scenario going on, but it's very green. And I'm going to bring it back toward the blue with a bit of peacock feathers. So take the stencil right back to where I started. Try and get it lined up as possible. And now we have shades and a bit of depth. Like that. Easy, easy peasy. Now to add some black. A black ink pad and a stamp of some sort. What do we have? Was this? I feel like this was a freebie. Oh, but the sentiments aren't really what I was hoping for. I mean, I could use the life is good. I think that was a add it to your order for free kind of scenario. I don't think that's quite what I need. Let's have this instead. Just looking for some sort of sentiment, and this is not in the right packaging because that is not who designed this. Anyway, okay, so let's add a bit of black. Oh, yay, glad that you are liking the camera stencil. Go. And I'm just going to leave this out so that I can, once I have all the other elements on, I can frame to go around it. But just a black ink pad and some kind of pretty nondescript stamps where you could use phrases, hearts, arrows, anything like that. Okay, then this is going to go over the top here. Keeping the adhesive away from the torn edge because that's where I'm going to tuck stuff in. And knowing that it's quite possible, probable that I may need to pull the whole thing up at some point. It would not be a surprise here. Okay. So then we have photo. WB and his bestie. Just still leave a white border, but taking it down to have a smaller white border than what it prints. I do wonder sometimes, the add a border function on the selfie is really extreme. It's not like if you order prints and say have a white border, which would be this size. It's huge. I don't know why that is. Shockingly, they didn't consult me. So I don't know. Sophia's got me on in the background of a homeschool art class, and the boys are using sticky backed fun foam to make stamps, and then they're going to use those on the gel plate next week. That sounds brilliant. WB's class at school have been doing mono printing this month, and that has been great fun as well. All right, I'm going to change over to black ink today. I need to swap boopers as well. Yeah, their art class does really nice sorts of activities. I'm always really impressed with what they have on. They did a whole term of focusing on art that could build stage scenery. WB was in his element and apparently was going around giving people ideas when they got stuck because he had more ideas than time, which is lovely. But they then had reference photos from all different kinds of productions, which I thought was brilliant. They had some modern plays and musicals, but they also had a lot of clips from the Royal Opera House in both terms of opera and ballet. They had reference pieces that were sets in our London theaters, but a long time ago. And I just thought that was brilliant, especially because, I mean, he just goes to a normal school. He doesn't go to a performing arts school during the day. And so that was just a little bonus, very up his street. But I thought also kind of well thought out that theater is very important to the history of this neck of the woods, you know? So nice to have it acknowledged, especially in a time when we know the arts are the first thing to get cut. So, right. So here's what I'm thinking. I want to build around this photo, but I need to figure out which pieces I want to actually tuck into the torn border and what pieces I want to go over the top. So if the yellow goes underneath, hello Virginia, and goes right out to the stamping, the photo could go there and have the yellow frame behind it, which means I could cut off this corner to have another splash of yellow somewhere else. Nicola's mother-in-law was a set designer, and she made models of the sets to make sure they could do scene changes easily. Oh, I love that. There's an Instagram or TikTok or whatever, I think he's probably on both, account of a guy who does models of shows sets now, and they're all like working, moving models. And then he shows you in videos with like tiny little cameras that he can put in. So it actually feels like you're having a tour of the full thing, but it sits on his desk, which is quite cool. I think some of them end up being on display with tours and stuff like that, which is quite cool. So this has a big sentiment, which means it needs to go where we can see it, which I think is going to be that, putting a corner into this gap between the want and the forget. I love that you have that bit of art in your family tree, Nicola. These things stick with us. Because if you grow up surrounded by creativity, then it just feels natural to you, and you never start to shun it and push it away. Just embrace it all the time. I like that on this side, yes. Yes, please. This one going over the top instead of being tucked in. I know I haven't sketched. I'm going to sketch after today apparently because I was going to stop and sketch, but now I'm kind of just in a groove of finding where things are going to go. Hole punch, where are you hiding? There you are. This one needs to go underneath there, I think. Oh, Sophia says, having a great teacher who knows their stuff really makes a huge difference in those sorts of classes, especially within the state system where it's not standard fare, sadly. Yes. Yeah, I do. And when I was in my teaching era, school teaching era, I really had to encourage teachers to take the stuff that they're passionate about and actually embrace that in the classroom, because there's sort of, when you go to teacher training, there can often be a pressure to kind of just commit yourself to a set curriculum and not add in your own personality, but that is not what makes the best teaching. Oh, hilarious. I haven't zoomed this in as much, so now you're seeing the state of the trimmer shelf. Let's see if I can zoom this in a little bit so you can see the layout a bit better too. There we go. I'm trying something different. I've swapped the laptop and the Lazy Susan. But it does mean that the corner of the laptop has to be visible or it would fall off the desk. And I'm not sure how I love that. I could just put something on top. I probably like that better, actually. There we go. Now, we have rub-ons we can tuck in there. Don't have yellow in them, though. Just stay aware. Yellow that we have over here. I have a camera straight away, but it has an arrow that's pointing the wrong way, which is not particularly helpful, because I'd have to go over here. Although it could go there. Kind of like that. By the way, this is not as glossy as normal. I wouldn't say it's completely matte, but it's not as glossy as some. So let's do this camera over here on this side. I haven't actually stuck the photo, so I might need to do that. This yellow has a grid in it, so that's what I'm using. I know I need to put stuff here, but that's what I'm looking for now. I don't like it with the arrow. I'm just going to tuck the arrow underneath. Yep. Made that all the way down. So now I have this kind of trio, a little triangle of yellow, like that. What color is the BFF? It's not, well, it's not the best and it's not the worst color combination. I was like, oh, that works well. Yeah, I already have that word here. Oh, but this one, you are made of stars and magic. I need that one. Okay. That one there. Then the yellow stars. And a triangle there. Yep. Now. I think not these today. Ooh. Okay. I need to find something here, and then I'm going to spell out in the black letter stickers, I'm going to spell out gentleman, because he's in his phantom gear. He's dressed as Prince Philip. We're mixing worlds here. They're mixing worlds here. But both of them, when they're in a phantom mode, do the bit from the prologue at the auction about we've had the chandelier lired with electric light so that maybe we can scare away the ghosts of so many years ago with a little illumination. Gentlemen! And they both do it like that. Gentlemen! So that's what it has to be called. Because also they look very dapper, aside from their bare feet, which is hilarious. You can do costume changes quicker if you don't wear shoes. Okay, so I'm going to spell that out. Brilliant. I'm going to take... I'd like to use, oh, it's a bus ticket. No, a tram ticket, not a theater ticket. I'm going to use this one, but I'm going to cut it in half. Oh, also interesting. Did it come with a stick this time for me to lose? No. I found the stick the other day, but now I didn't think to put it somewhere clever. So we'll do what we always do. Find something that works. Thank you, Virginia. Black and white photos are always good fun. So this one is going to go underneath here. Oh, I haven't talked to you since we saw the Pippin concert. Pippin concert was epic. And they were filming it. So if it gets released somewhere, definitely worth a watch. It was so good. Zizi Strelin, who played Mary Poppins here for several years, in a role that was very much not Mary Poppins. A lot of high kicks, a lot of splits, a lot of innuendo. Not Mary Poppins. She played Fistrata. And then what else did we have? We had Lucy Jones as a brilliant Catherine. Very funny. Alex Newell as the leading player. Now, I want to kind of make this match the tear. So I'm just going to pretend like that. I know this background paper here already has, oh, I didn't do too badly there, and already has inking on it, but I want this to be more saturated to pull from one side to the other. That's all. And Jack Yarrow was Pippin, and he was lovely. He's we had seen him in Old Friends, and he's been Joseph as well in Dreamcoat. But hilariously, he actually started the show sitting on our aisle. And we had seats in the middle of an aisle, so I'd gone down one aisle to look to see how many people were sat down and would we be better off going in from one side or the other. And one side was already all blocked in, and I didn't look at faces at all. I was just looking for how many bodies are there versus, oh, that side's empty and this side is not. Let's go around and go to the other side. If I had looked at faces, I totally would have recognized him and been like, oh, we're on to something here. But he was like 3 seats to my left. And then my mom went to one more WB show and then flew home. She was a nervous wreck about all the dramatic weather you've a lot had in the Midwest over the last week. My gracious, it just decided to hit everywhere at once. So that was a bit wild. Right, so where should the gentleman go? And what needs to come up here? I need an embellishment for there. Let's investigate this sticker book. This one maybe? Oh, this one. Virginia's in the middle of a bad storm. No, no, never ending. Need something to go with it. I like that these are tickets, but none of the numbers are going to work because it could be 2 for 2 of them, but that's pink. And so, no. Let's go with something else. This one that says Be You. What have I done there? Okay. Tuck this one just behind there. No, it needs to be tucked in more than that, or it needs to go on top here. That way, and then one of the black phrase stickers to go along here, I think. This one says, take the photo. Okay. Nice. I'm liking that. Wanting to bring in these letter stickers. And I think I can put gentleman up here, actually. Let's give it a go. Yes, bittersweet when he'll finish, but now at a really good mental space for it. Ready to, when he knows his final date now, and he's quite happy to say that, you know, he's played this dream role that he wanted to play. He's ready to put it to bed and go out on a high. So that's great. Yeah. And then we see what comes next. Who knows? He's working hard. Yeah, his grandma was very proud. And we can laugh a lot that she came over twice in under a year. I've lived here for 25 years. It's all right. We'll take it. We'll take it. If only I had chandelier picture or stickers. It feels like chandeliers would be one of those random things that has appeared in a collection, like chandeliers and llamas. Why not? I'm trying to think, would there have been a chandelier in Flea Market? That's my best guess. All right, have I got an exclamation point? Yes. Gentlemen. Okay. Now let's go back to the stamps. All right, where could this arrow go? I think it needs to go up there. And I'm going to do the same over here, which means I need to take this star off for a moment. Oh, you know where there are chandeliers? Hambly. I have chandeliers in my Hambly stash. I have more photos with him dressed as the Phantom as well, so I might dig them out. Sophia says, grandkids always make a big difference. It was the same with her dad. Bring that star back in over here. I actually might not bring the heart in at all because I've got this stamping just kind of framing it now. I kind of like that. Okay. I won't add any more stamps. Leave it like it is. And Jean says you might have to get those Hambly chandeliers out. Let's have a little look. Shall I just bring out the whole Hambly shelf? I wish it was in smell-o-vision because Hambly inks were scented and some of them still smell beautifully. Okay, so I know I have a whole stack of these pink on gold chandeliers, but that's not for this layout. I'm curious if I have any on a transparency. Me says Teresa Collins had chandelier rub-ons. That does sound right, but I don't have a Teresa Collins shelf. All right. Maps, filigree, candy jars, flowers, flowers, flowers. You're all gonna look at this like this is a mad Hambly stash to have. I did some design work for them, and I never purged what I had left over when they stopped being a company because I love it. And it's scratch and sniff. You don't have to scratch it. Just like, I had forgotten about that one. That one is so cool. I need to use that soon. Airplanes, frames, all right. Cupcakes. Cameras, chevrons. Now we're into papers, but there's some random transparencies mixed in, so I'm just going to check. their wood grain. At one point, I really, really, really wanted to wallpaper my bathroom in Hambly wood grain transparencies. I'm not even joking. I looked at how much it would cost to do it. More than I could justify hanging in my bathroom wall. Okay. Oh, is there a chandelier in that turquoise one? Hold on. What's on there? There is. It's tiny though. Or is it a candelabra? Is that a chandelier? This thing? That's my best shot. But that was a little look at the Hambly shelf. Right. I'm just going to check flea market because it's here. I feel like it was a possibility. I know, I found a candelabra in turquoise. So, could just All right, where's flea market? Here. There's lots of household objects on there, but no C's for chandelier. Is that all I have at flea market? Yeah, okay. Right, we'll try and use that little frame then. Tiny bits of rub-on, very sticky. Ah. Okay. Where can I put that? Here. Oh, underneath there, obviously. Back in the day, we would have done it that way. When Hambly was like everywhere. Would have done that. Have to go around it. Okay. So, take the transparency, put the adhesive on the bit that I'm covering up, tuck it underneath here. Oh, I forgot there was a sticker on top. There we go. Now, do I want to then use the other half over here? Yeah. So same thing. Adhesive where it's not going to show. There you go. And what are Hambly transparencies? So Hambly transparencies, Hambly was a company, it hasn't been around for a long time, but they made these screen printed transparency pieces. And so I've just cut this one because it's got a Phantom of the Opera reference. So I was trying desperately to find a chandelier, and that's where I had a chandelier in my stash, and it's turquoise. So there we go. But yeah, Hambly is before Virginia's scrapbooking era. Yeah, so 15 years ago, we were using them a lot. And Sophia likes this layout even more that it not only got me to rifle through the Hambly shelf, but I'm going to use the transparency and not just look at it all and then put it back. Right, so then journaling up here in this space. Okay, we need confetti though. And of course I've got all these colors, but I didn't buy black dots Could also go with black dots, but I'm going to go with the turquoise. Since I've done a confetti element in yellow. I feel like if I did yellow dots, it kind of cannibalizes the stars. So we're going to go turquoise. One on that corner. Anti-caffeine would totally go for a Phantom of the Opera scrapbook collection. Do I want them here floating? I don't really, because they're not floating up there. So I think bring them in closer. Like that. Just those two. Okay, and I promise I've not been snatched by aliens. But is it just me, or does this call for silvery rather than gold? I haven't used this in ages, so let's see what happens. Now, I don't think it'll dry on top of the transparency, so I want to make sure I put it on the paper. This is Heidi Swap. Yeah, it's called tinsel. Needs something in here. Don't worry, Maleficent. I'm sorting it out. There we go. Just need something in here. Trying to figure out what. Oh, and possibly here too. I know. I saw it. So this has the black and white phrase stickers, but it also has these kind of outline phrases. It's still going to leave me weird spacing. I just realized there's a sticker of a scrunchie in here. How cute. Maybe I repeat the little pinwheel down here. Me says, do you prepare your journaling ahead of time? Do you write spur of the moment? Yes, both. Depends. Sometimes I know exactly what story I'm going to tell. Sometimes it comes to me while I'm making the page. Sometimes it comes to me after I've made the page and I write it in later. Yep. But basically, I know I'm going to write on everything. The more you write, the easier it gets. Now I have a place to put 3 of those. I'm going to bring one more in. Yeah. happy with that. Auntie Caffeine needs a retreat to sit down and do the journaling. Now, see, I'm the other way around. If I go to a crop, I don't often get the journaling done because I'd rather not have distraction when I'm writing. Or I'll do that thing that I do here where I'll start reading your comments while I'm talking and I'll lose track of what I was writing or saying. So, yeah, I don't write my best when I have to split my focus. No, I was going to try and add one of these over here, but it's actually just not going to work. I could put it over the top of that, but I think no. Okay, so what I just want is there's too much flatness here. This needs something that's not flat. And then I'm done. Oh, maybe I bring in one more yellow star up here because I've got a group of 3 of them there. But I could bring in one here. Is that enough? This end. There. Okay, that's where it's going. And now I'm going to stop. Right, so my journaling would go onto here, will go onto there. And that's everything for today. So we have made a start. So here is a little close-up. Got our silver mist drying there. Bonus points for using old things from the stash, both the stamps and the Hambly. Mixing a transparency and a rub-on feels very 15 years ago, but I'm here for it. So there we go. Thank you so much for joining me for this first live of May. And if you joined during the live stream, you can note that the kit is live on the usual affiliate link, which is brilliant. So you can go find what you'd like, and don't forget that it may appear that there are some extras. It's so that you can choose whether or not you will be scrapbooking summer or not. So if you're not going to do summer, leave out this stuff that's too summery for you. That's fine. And don't forget the discount code for today is NSD24. And don't forget to add the freebies if any of them are your style. Me has one last question for me today. When I write down just in a stream of consciousness, do you ever feel that you have ruined your layout? No! Don't let yourself feel that. I'm going to shout at you for it. No, you are not ever ruining a layout by putting words on it. You are not. Whatever you are writing is adding value to the story compared to having a photo that has no context. Yeah? It counts no matter what. And if it's physically that you made a spelling mistake or you lost your thought process halfway through a sentence, just cover it up and start again. We can add more layers. I do that a lot. So don't freak out about it. If it makes you feel more prepared to write it down on scrap paper in a journal first and then copy it over, do that. But honestly, don't let it stress you out. Okay? Any writing you can add, even if it's name, date, location, adds context that is not there. If I had this forever and I did not add anything else, no one will know who these boys are, where they are, when they are, how old they are, why they're dressed like this. And there's a very specific reason that they're dressed like this, so I can give that context. Why is this child in a Phantom of the Opera mask? There's a very good reason for him to be in a Phantom of the Opera mask, and I don't want to lose that from the story. Yeah? So there you go. You're never, ever, ever ruining a layout by adding words. You're not. That feels good. Okay. Right. Have a great weekend. Oh, Monday is a holiday here. So I'm going to do a Tuesday that feels like a Monday. Okay? So no live stream on Monday. Sorry, I should have mentioned that throughout. Monday live stream will be bumped to Tuesday. And then we'll carry on from there. I know the last Monday is also a bank holiday. I'm not sure what the plan is with that so far, but I will let you know ASAP. Have a great one, and I'll see you very soon. If you enjoyed this video and you want to give it a thumbs up, that'd be awesome. I super duper appreciate it. And enjoy all the wonderful content that will be out there in the scrapbook world for tomorrow, which is National or International Scrapbook Day. And let us just remember that the way we keep hobbies going through things like economic downturns and not having any time to work on it or any money to buy stuff or any of that, the way we make it through is to share our love of what we do with other people so that we don't just go quiet. If we go quiet, then nobody remembers that it's a hobby. So if you do one thing in honor of National Scrapbook Day tomorrow, it can be to share with somebody else that you enjoy scrapbooking. It's fabulous. See you soon. Bye-bye.